All right, welcome to Fight Stories. We're live here in Boston at the Boston City Winery. John Moses, Tyler Morrison, and our esteemed guest, all the way from Brockton, Mass., the green-eyed devil himself, Steve Dunn, everybody.
Yeah. I've been called the green-eyed devil many times.
Yeah, thanks for doing it, man. We were very excited that you said you wanted to do her. We would love to also have done this in the streets of Brockton, but maybe on a warm, sunny day one day.
There'd be a much larger crowd.
Yeah.
I'd have a lot of references for that one.
Yeah. Much larger crowd. Some of them in robes and house slippers,
Handcuffs.
like just coming out of the house like a parade, like a St. Patrick's Day parade. You know. Okay, so before the show, we were talking a bunch of shit backstage, and at the back of the room. And I always feel like I got to walk away in those situations because we're touching so many things that I'm like, oh, I want to talk about this on the podcast. And so one of those things is just your training regimen, because we talked a little bit about I was doing 75 hard for a while, and I sort of fell off. And I've got an app called Streaks, and I've gotten to I'll hit 180 days where I'm, doing some workout, whether it's running or yoga.
I'm going to get one of those for drinking.
I know. Your wife probably has that for you. You just don't know. She's just marking the kitchen calendar with an X.
Just a tally.
Yeah, but your streak for physical fitness, working out or whatever, is fucking insane. First of all, what are you now, 57?
58. I'll be 59 in August.
59 in August. So the streak you hit for working out every day is 10,000 days?
May 14th will be 10,000 days consecutive. I told myself when I was younger, if I ever go to prison, I was going to start doing crunches. So I
preparing.
That's an interesting way to hit that goal.
So listen, I was going to start doing crunches and take Spanish. And I wasn't in the Dartmouth House of Correction long enough to learn Spanish, but I started doing crunches December 27th, 1996. Yeah. And I've gradually added pieces to the regiment. So now I'm doing 300 push-ups, 300 crunches, 60 pull-ups 4 days a week. I do ab wheel every day. I do 200 body squats. I do a neck harness. I do a couple different things. So I haven't missed one day, and May 14th will be 10,000.
10,000 days. That's an insane streak. So 10,000 days is what, as far as years is concerned?
27 years, 5 months.
27 years, 5 months. You don't have to go to jail to start doing crunches and learn Spanish.
If I never went, I'd have a pot belly right now. So.
That's some Patrick Bateman American Psycho shit, Steve.
Oh, dude. Hell yeah. So break that down. So it's crunches every day. 300 push-ups. Do you switch off push-ups one day, pull-ups the next day?
I do. The only thing I switch off, I do the pull-ups 4 days a week: Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. So Monday and Thursday, I just do 4 sets of 15. Tuesday and Friday, I do 4 sets of 15 with a weighted vest. I do dips 4 days a week on the days I'm doing my pull-ups. But the body squats, push-ups, crunches, ab wheel, I do every day. I do the neck harness 5 days a week. So I just keep going like a psychopath.
So I try to do a 100 push-up a day challenge. It was 3,000 push-ups in March for some stupid charity or something. One of these Facebook challenges, and I think I gassed out at day 9, just 100 push-ups a day.
I did 5,500 one day.
5,500 push-ups in one day.
One day. So I was doing.
That's some David Goggins shit.
It's craziness. I was doing 3,500 a day for a few months. Again, I was locked up at a different location, but I had time.
It was a part of your tour.
Yeah, I was doing my tour, the county House of Correction tour. So I was doing 3,500 a day for months, and one day I just went off the deep end. And I didn't do another push-up for fucking 3 years after that.
Right.
I burnt myself out.
Right.
But I did 5,500 in a couple hours.
5,500. When you were doing those 3,500 a day, because you can't match that with pull-ups. Was it pulling your back up?
I mean, I was in shape.
Right. Oh, okay.
I was fucking lean and mean.
Well, you still look lean and maybe a tiny bit less mean.
Yeah, well,
But I think for like a 58-year-old, you're plenty mean.
my main's still there. I hide it a little. I got to be a civilian, sorta.
Yeah, a civilian what?
I got to be sort of be a civilian.
Yeah.
You know, I got a job and shit, so I got to be a civilian. I can't be out there mean mugging everybody.
So
Oh no, we saw a video online recently, didn't we?
yeah. Where you so let me just say, like, me and Tyler were trying to figure out what you do for work, and it was like, I don't know, because we saw that video of you wrestling some guy in a warehouse, like one of your coworkers, and I was like, I don't know, I know he works in a warehouse.
That was at the Boston Convention Center, so the kid,
Before hours. That wasn't like the highlighted. It's like, we're going to be at the Boston Convention Center, 8 o'clock. No, this was an 8 a.m. Boston Convention Center fight.
7:55 a.m.
Yeah.
So the kid's been asking me for a couple of years. He wants to wrestle, and I don't really wrestle civilians. I mean, it's not a good look. So
Is that because you can't, like, once you get going, like, you know,
well,
you start
no, it's
getting a little
not that I
intense?
can't stop, but it's a lose-lose for me. I'm not gonna let the fucking idiot take me down.
Right. Diminish your legend.
And I'm not going to let them. Yeah, well, I just, if you have no skill, and I've been wrestling since I was 8, I can't let you score on me.
Right.
So it's not charity. I'm not going to just give up a takedown. So he kept asking. I kept telling him no. And he asked me again, and I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So we wrestled for 25 seconds, and he was squirming around like a little girl. So the other day, he wanted to do it again, but standing up, and I lured him off camera into like a real dark part of the convention center. And he caught the vibe, and he was like, no, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
It was going to be the last time we wrestled, I bet you.
It's so funny because I got in a bar fight and like with a group of guys, and I sort of knew one of the guys. Like, if you're from Toronto, like Regent Park was a tough neighborhood back in the day. And so there's a bunch of Regent guys that I was scrapping, and they were like, "Hey man, let's go fight in the alley." And I was like, "Oh yeah." And then some bouncer ran over. I was like, "What the fuck are you doing, dude?"
I tell people I'm an alley dancer. I can't dance normally, but I can alley dance.
Oh, dude, I wish I would have introduced you as an alley dancer, the Green-Eyed Devil. A real alley dancer.
Professional alley dancer. So,
I love alley dancer.
I alley dance. So, I'm 58, and I started professional fighting when I was 44.
Yeah.
So after that, I didn't want to fight people in the streets because that's a bad look for the MMA community. I can't be out there fucking wrecking people.
Right.
So I try to let shit slide, and
but eventually you got to choose:
well,
be a fucking professional or be able to beat people up in the streets the way you want to.
Listen, it's either go to the emergency room or go to court.
Right.
I'd rather go to court. So my last one, I was at a local bar, and like I've been trying not to fight.
Yeah.
So I go to the bar with my girl and a couple friends of mine, and I go out back to see who's in the smoking area out back. And there's a couple bikers out there, and I had I like to match my shit, so I had yellow sneakers, yellow shirt, yellow hat, and the two biker dudes were like, nice purple outfit. I go, well, actually it's yellow.
Yeah.
Dude goes, nah, that's purple. I said, well, if it's purple, I'm tall. He goes, well, you're not fucking tall. I go, no shit. So I go in the bar, I tell the people I'm with, I'm like, these bikers are busting my balls. So I go out to my car for a minute, come back, and I'm standing at the bar, and I put my yellow hoodie on now, and I hear, oh, that's cute. So now they're behind me, and I'm thinking, so I let two different things slide, which I never do.
Yeah.
And now the bigger one's like 6'3", sidles up next to me, and he's arguing with the guy on the other side of me. So he throws a punch over my head at the guy next to me. So now I'm involved in a fight with this guy. So I get him in a nice chokehold, and I'm choking the shit out of him. So I'm on one knee. I couldn't get under his chin. So I like Conor McGregor and Khabib Nurmagomedov. Khabib just squeezed the fuck out of his face.
Right.
So I was letting him know that I was squeezing him. And as I'm holding him, his friend kicks me in my face. So I'm like, that was a pretty good kick. He kicks me again, and I'm with two other guys, and nobody's doing nothing. Kid kicks me again. So I realized that nobody's going to stop the kid. So I had to finish what I was doing and go handle that dude.
Yeah.
So I squeezed him a little harder, left him there, went over, fought the one who kicked me, and I was getting him pretty good. And the crowd jumped in on me, so the kid scurried under the pool table to save himself.
The kicking guy scurried under the pool table.
I was hitting him pretty fucking solid. There was hate in every punch I threw. So he gets away from me. And by the time I turn around, the guy that I had squeezed to death had come to.
Had risen.
Yeah, he's back to 6'3". So I hit him with a couple of lefts. And
I can picture him like reinflating.
Yeah, he was like that dude at the car wash thing.
Yeah.
So
I picture it, dude.
So this fucking idiot. So I hit him with a couple left hands, and he went down. So the police show up, and they're not going to press charges. I'm not going to press charges.
Right.
So I see the video of the fight. I go back to the bar a couple days later, and the best part of the whole thing, after the fight, they're both wiping blood off each other's faces.
Off each other's, like, you missed a spot.
Yeah, you missed a spot. Let me get that. So I ran into the kicker a few months ago. He said, he started the fight. He said he started the fight. He said he hit under the pool table for fear of death. I said, I was really trying to get you. And he said that he had looked me up. He asked around about me afterwards, and he's calling the local clubs around the area for backup. And they were like, "Nah, you're on your own with this one, man.
Yeah.
You started that. That's
fucking exactly,
That's
dude.
yours." So that was that was 2 years ago. So my new streak is 2 years.
So he was telling you that he was looking to, to get revenge on you and just got shut down everywhere. Your credit's no good here, buddy.
He got shut down, and he knows he started the whole fucking thing.
It's so funny.
Everything about that dude's a coward, man.
I know.
When you're on the ground, hiding under the pool table.
And then tries to get back
So
up.
I was telling a guy a story one time.
Hold on, I have to say this, because me and Tyler were talking. So we spoke to you probably, 3 years ago?
During the pandemic.
During the pandemic, right. Everything was Zoom. So, 2021. It could definitely, 3 years max. I don't think it's even been 2 years. When me and Tyler were like, you think he's got any new fights? And I'm like, oh, yeah, dude, definitely. He's fucking 58.
Hey, listen,
ringing him up.
It's not a good look. So,
yeah.
When I was 38, it probably wasn't a good look, but I wasn't thinking
dude, I'm
that.
44, and I'm terrified about fights, for fear of, pulling a meniscus or something.
I go through, generations of local tough guys. The new generation that was here. This guy's tough, man.
You fought his dad and his son?
Hey, he can take a beating. I'm like, so
I try to do the same thing with nailing moms and daughters, just so you know.
What do they call it? The Kingsman special or something. But so I'd go through generations of these guys, and I'd hear about them. I'd have an issue with them. I'd never hear about them again. And then a couple of years later, the next crew's coming up, and I'd hear about this so-called guy, and then I wouldn't hear about him again. And then, so I did that. So that gets old, man. I'm fighting the grandkids and shit.
Wiping out bloodlines.
So I've been trying to.
It's like a rite of passage at Brockton. It's like, have you fought Steve Dunn?
So listen. So I was out last summer, and I meet this dude. He goes, "Hey, remember me?" I'm like, "No." He goes, "You fucking knocked me out at the fair." he said I road raged you and you knocked me out. And then he's with another guy, and the guy goes, "You remember me?" I go, "No." He goes, "You knocked me out too." At another thing.
Did you have a booth at the fair?
So I'm laughing at these poor dudes. And then the next time I went out, dude goes, "Hey, you remember me?" I go, "Don't tell me. I knocked you out." You go, "Yeah." It's like something to brag about.
You're like the final boss in a video game.
It's fucking pathetic, man.
Oh, shit. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So I've been hanging out of town, basically, because I've gone through the fucking circuit. And so when you go to new places, their tough guys don't know who you are. And it's like a reoccurring theme. But
So I'm like a bigger guy, sort of. Although my ex-girlfriend's like,
taller.
There you go. You sound like my ex-girlfriend. Because like my girlfriend's like, you're not that big, right? And I'm like, I don't know. I'm 6'2", 220. It's not small. And like I feel like the eyes sometimes, and I feel the energy sometimes. And like we've done this podcast enough. We talked to enough guys, or enough tough guys enough. Like you sort of get a vibe off a guy. Like when you see, like it's almost like a respect thing. Like you see somebody walking down the street, you give them the head nod, you get a vibe. You certainly give that vibe off. Why do you think people continue to fucking test the action with you? You think it's because you're a fucking shorter guy?
Yeah. So they hear my name, and like I've run into dudes like, "You're Steve Dunn? I thought you were 6'4" black dude." I'm like, "Nah, just fucking 5'7" white dude, man." But that's what it is. So I'd run into people, and they're like, "Yeah, fucking, yeah, you can't be that." They're thinking you can't be that tough.
Yeah.
Or I'd be talking to the dude, and the dude out of the blue would say, "I'd fight you," and I'm like, "You'd lose." I mean,
Yeah, take that.
I mean, I tried not to start anything, but like,
I just don't know if I believe that.
well, yeah, listen. If I have a couple drinks, my tolerance level gets lower.
Yeah.
I don't get more aggressive, I don't think, but it takes a little less to fucking
Right. The meters
make me
like
fucking want
if
to
it's like
kill
a fair
you.
game and like you got to hit the bell way up there, like it's like halved.
And usually the alcohol for somebody who's not fucking tough
Yeah.
makes them think they're tougher. And
Yeah, there you go.
they get that. And I didn't hang out at the library. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was at dive bars, so I hung out at 2 dive bars on Main Street in Brockton.
Yeah.
And so the way I looked at it, so say there was a party in another town around the area, and they're looking for drugs, they would send their toughest, drunkest dude to the bar.
To get scored drugs at
You know what I
fucking
mean?
Brockton.
And usually that,
So Brockton's the pickup spot?
yeah, these 2 bars would put,
Okay.
dive bars, Main Street, Brockton.
Yeah.
That's accident waiting to happen. So, so I hung out in these bars for years, and at one point I think I had like 18 knockouts in one of them, and like 16 in the one across the street. So I was like,
Yeah, do you have your face up? You should have your face up. Like employee of the month?
so the cops one time I had hit some dude. Yeah, play a little more. most bod.
Most bars.
So I got in a fight at one place, and I left, and the cop says, "Well, he did his typical hit and run." So I saw the cop afterwards. I said, "I never hit and ran ever, dude. I hit him, go to the bar, have a beer, pour it on their face, have a shot, and I knock them out and pour beer on their crotch." So I think they pissed themselves afterwards. Hey, listen, it's not for
He's doing
everybody.
his own cover up.
Yeah, I've done that a few times, but they really asked for it, basically. I mean,
One of my moves, we were talking about just general fucking fighting and debauchery. So I would definitely be the guy who would be fucking drunk picking up drugs and be like, fucking this guy, and then I'd be sleeping. But one of my moves when I used to go out and drink at the bar is I would fucking get my cheeks filled with draft beer and then just like pick somebody at random and fucking slap my cheeks and just spray the shit
I would
out of
have
them with
fucking
it.
killed you over that. shit like that, man.
So disrespectful.
Yeah, you're playing pool with an idiot, and every shot you take, he's standing in front of the pocket.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, no matter what I'm doing, he's playing for money, and
Yeah.
You know,
and he's trying to dissuade you.
just be a total asshole.
Yeah.
One dude told me he was going to beat me in pool with a mop handle for money. So I win, and he doesn't want to pay me. I mean, I could go on. I guess you'd probably figure out where that went.
Yeah. Him hiding under the table.
I slapped him. It was a good one. So I'm DJing a fundraiser one time, and this drunk idiot I know just got out of prison. He's like 6'3", 270, big idiot. When he's sober, he's a nice guy. When he's drunk, he's fake tough guy.
Dude, this is exactly why I don't drink. Remember the back? You're like, you don't drink? That's a shame. No, this is exactly why I don't drink.
Smart.
Yeah.
So the guy, I'm DJing this fundraiser, this fucking poor elementary school teacher passed away. So it was all elementary school teachers there, right? All civilian, nice women. And this dude's trying to like grab him onto the dance floor.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, they don't want to dance with you. So he comes up, he says, play this Tupac CD. He goes,
That gets the old woman hopping.
oh yeah, they love that. So he said, play the CD and play every song if you know what's good for you. No. Hey, so I've known this dude for years.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, okay. So again, he grabs another woman, tries to pull him on the floor. I go, yo, they don't want to dance with you. He goes, mind your fucking business, son. So he said it to me. It went in my ear and came out my hand. So I slapped the poor dude, and he shit. So I literally slapped the shit out of him. So you wonder where these fucking sayings come from. I really did that. I got on the mic. I go, this dude just shit himself.
That's like a good one, like so far down your stat card, like 16 knockouts at fucking at Dudley's, 18 at Murphy's.
Slap the shit out of the dude.
But it's so far down, like slap the shit out of the dude. Like that's a special night.
If it wasn't true, I wouldn't believe it. And so the next time I see him, he's tough again. I'm like, Robert, man, are you serious, dude?
Yeah. I do like how conversational you are with the guys that you've knocked out.
Hey, listen, they didn't win.
Right.
If they won, I probably wouldn't be talking to them afterwards. But
right, but I mean, like they come up to you and they're like, "Oh, fuck, you knocked me out," and you just laugh about it.
I'm willing to coexist.
Right.
You know what I mean? You started it.
Yeah.
I'm willing to let that go now.
When you just said coexist, I saw that bumper sticker flash through my mind. Okay.
I'm willing to coexist.
Hey.
I love this podcast. It's so fucking ridiculous, dude.
It's mighty white of me.
Yes, exactly.
It's the new Fight Stories merch.
Coexist. Blood dripping off the tee.
Hey, listen, I'd be a real asshole if I beat you up every time I saw you.
Yeah, and you live in a small fucking, generally small town, 95,000 people in Brockton, you know?
Hey, but listen, there's a lot of idiots.
Yes.
So I'm at one of the knockout bars, and I see this kid I went to high school with. So he's playing a game, some I don't know, Creole game or something. I don't know what the fuck it was. But he's playing against a Cape Verdean kid I know. So they're talking Portuguese, I guess.
Oh, is that what Cape Verdeans speak?
So the dude is saying something to my friend, and they both start laughing. So I'm like, are you fucking basically saying that I asked him how they play, and he goes, blah, 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 blah. Right? They're laughing at each other.
Right.
I go, are you saying that like I'm too stupid to know? And my friend goes, yeah, that's basically what he said. So I'm like, I went to school with you. He goes, don't you know I know Tai Chi?
Oh, boy.
That's the worst
That's
one
the
to know.
worst one, dude.
Hey,
that's a grade above yoga.
Hey, it's like exercise, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's Tai Chi.
The old lady in the park does that shit.
So this is like one of the only dudes that I beat up on more than one occasion. So I got him then.
You probably beat him into fucking Tai Chi.
No, I beat him out of it. Oh. But so he fucking did the Tai Chi line on me, and he just basically disrespected me. So I got him a little bit, and then the next time I saw him, I was like, you still know Tai Chi? And I got him a little more. But that's like the only guy that it was a reoccurring theme.
Yeah. There was this one guy in my hometown. This is before I was born, but it's like my Uncle Mike. This guy stole his dirt bike from his place, but they lived on like a gravel dirt road or whatever. So this guy happened to be his neighbor. He walks out and he just sees like the drag marks from the bike all the way to his neighbor's driveway.
Yeah.
This fucking guy, Bucky Buckendale was his name, and he stole the. So Bucky Buckendale steals his fucking neighbor's dirt bike. My Uncle Mike goes and he just goes and he beats the living shit out of Bucky Buckendale and his dad every time he sees both of them. For like 5 years, he beats him up. Every time he sees him crossing the street. Just goes right on the main street of town, just punches him out, punches out the dad. He's switching cars to catch them.
Hey, so maybe there was more than one guy that was got it more than once.
That got it a couple times?
Yeah, a couple. Yeah, I mean, they asked for it, I like to think.
Yeah,
First dude that bit me.
Yeah.
He got it a couple times.
Yeah.
Yeah, biting.
The bite
That's
story.
unforgivable.
Yeah, the bite story.
It's unforgettable.
Yeah, it's unforgettable. It's so funny. I remember the time I bit somebody, and I was so fucking drunk. I was hanging out with a couple of guys. Well, guys, I had just moved to Massachusetts from Canada, so I was like a lone gunslinger now. And I went out with a couple of buddies, and I was paying for their fucking drinks all night. I'm drunk talking shit, and then so me and this guy go outside, and he's like, "Do you want to step outside?" And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, all right." You know, at this point, I've stepped outside plenty of times. I didn't think the fucking guy was gonna hit me. He fucking belts me. I'm on my back.
That's an invitation to get punched. Do you want to step outside?
I know. Well, I know now, but I was blackout or very close, and then so he fucking belts me, and I'm on my back, and he's fucking mounting me, and he's fucking hitting me. So I'm like assessing my surroundings. I fucking push my head under the car so he'll stop hitting me, and I bring his hand with me, and I just go, "Ow!" and I bite into him, and I can hear him going, "He's fucking biting me!" So I'm no stranger to the bite, but it was out of desperation. But we've told this story, but I do love a good bite story, so please.
So listen, I have a real good bite story. So my sister was at the local community college, so she comes home, she goes, these dudes just called me a cunt. Sorry, ladies. Dudes just called me a cunt. So I'm like, what? She goes, come to the school with me. I go, yeah, you got that. So me and my brother go to the school. We're looking for these dudes. Can't find them. We get back to the car. She goes, there they are. So we go over to the car, and one of the dudes swings a 40 ounce, hits my brother in the face, smashes the 40 ounce over his face.
Oh, fuck.
So they're in their car already. So I have to get to my car. So they take off. They're like further up the road at a light, thinking like I'm a fucking law-abiding citizen. I'm not gonna like pass all the cars and pull up right next to it. So the next set of lights, they're in a convertible T-top type of thing. I jump into the car, standing on the driver, fighting the passenger, driving down the street, and the dude's fucking like,
wait, the cars are driving?
We're driving down the fucking Crescent Street in Brockton. I'm standing on the driver, and the passenger puts his thumb in my mouth, so I'm biting him, and he yells, I'm like, pull over. There was a construction crew putting a McDonald's up, so after I hop off the driver, I got like a standing ovation. That's one of my other.
That's awesome.
Bite story. It's so funny because you're like, oh, I've bitten. When we did that first episode together, you were like, oh, this fucking guy bit me. And I was like, oh, that's good. And then you were like, you bit the next 10 guys?
I have more.
Listen, I'm going to put that in my pocket.
I bit the first dude in his head like an apple, right? Then I realized, don't bite the skull.
You don't get any meat.
They got a lot of hair in my teeth. So I stopped biting the head.
Yeah.
Went below the neck.
That's actually where I was telling my chick where she's got a bite because she can't be leaving marks.
Yeah, no hickeys above the neckline.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking, I got to pick my kid up next weekend. All right. So we got a couple guys in the crowd, and including our buddy Billy Tardy. Billy's actually the guy who was like, oh, you got to get Steve Dunn. So
he's like, have you heard of the green-eyed Diablo?
And Billy was telling us yesterday like how you guys met. So Billy, do you want to just come up and tell that fucking story? Here, let me make sure you got the other mic.
I'm not as bad as I sound.
From doing this podcast for a few years though, when we first started telling, like when we were talking about our stories back. You know, even at the start of this, like, you know, we're like the heroes in all of our stories. And then, like, you start doing this, we start realizing that, oh, we're the villains in every one of our fights. Like, we're the worst guys.
Oh, yeah. I'm such a fucking cheap shot artist.
Hey, listen, in any fight that ever happened, somebody threw the first punch.
Yeah, uh-huh.
So I told people, look at my hands and look at my teeth.
Yeah.
I threw the first
punch.
punch.
I know. Yeah. No, and I mean, you just fucking said it. It was like... It's like, you want to go outside? And I'm like, I didn't think he was going to punch me. He's like, that's what that fucking means. He invited you to this. What are you doing?
Those are fighting words.
Yes, 100%. So, Billy, go ahead. This is our good buddy, Billy Tardy. Came all the way from fucking New York for this show. Billy Tardy, everybody.
So you knocked me out. No, it was through softball.
Make sure you speak
Is
to
it
that
in?
goddamn
We
mic.
good? We good? Can you hear it?
Yeah.
Right, it was through softball. And I don't know, I was like 19 or whatever. And he said, hey, if you ever get in any trouble, just say my name. And I was like, all right, that's cool.
Like
and
the
then,
fucking
He's
Candyman.
Candyman.
yeah. And I was like, oh, all right. I mean, I never had to say his name, but then everybody knew his name, right? So just like, oh, I'd hear people talking about him. And I'm like, oh, yeah, I know him. And then what, you want me to tell the Mapes story?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
So now I'm like 20, 21, and Steve's DJing at Maple Alley. He's like a notorious spot, right? Hell yeah.
Every place I ever DJ'd for 20 years, somebody got shot.
Oh, yeah.
Every single place.
Yeah. So, big, Steve's DJing in the booth, you see him. Big brawl breaks out, right? I mean, the whole bar is fighting. There's like people looking, Steve's still like DJing, so more people, but it's like a hurricane
This
of
is
shit,
literally
right?
like
a
Roadhouse.
hurricane, right?
This is literally a fucking scene from
Yo,
Roadhouse.
Steve's DJing,
it was-
there's chicken wire around him.
It was so insane.
This
like,
wire is to protect you.
Yeah. So, bottles are flying. There's fucking everyone's fighting. Steve's still in there, right? All of a sudden,
Just
you
scratch
don't
him.
see him. The fights stop. No one is fighting. Like it was like Steve was out of like dad's home. Like holy shit, dad's home. Like fucking dead stop. Like and everyone just kind of the bouncers kind of pushed everybody out. Like when Steve left the booth, it was it was wild to see.
30
like,
people are
when I was
fighting,
like, yeah, I was
and
like, hey, I
everybody's
know
got
that
an
guy.
eye on the fucking DJ.
Yeah, it was.
The name is Dalton.
Listen. I have a DJ and Maples fight story. This is a good one. So I'm DJing, and these two kids come up and they say, "Can we rap?" I'm like, well, not tonight. Come back next week. I'll let you guys rap. So next week they both show up, and they're up in the booth with me. I put on the instrumental. They're fucking rapping. So the song's ended. The song's ended, and I'm like, all right, that's it. So the kids, blah 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 blah. I keep going, blah 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 blah. I'm like, yo, motherfucker. And the one kid says, yo, you hear what he said? He calls you a motherfucker. So now I'm up there with these two idiots in the booth, and a fight breaks out. So I knocked the first dude, like he's like 6'4", knocked him. My father always said, hit the biggest dude in the bar if you're gonna fight. Yeah. So I hit this dude, and I fucking knocked him out. So now I'm fighting this boy, and the song's ending. I stopped fighting, mixed it, and went back to fight. I mixed it during the fight, dude. That's fucking gangster right there.
Yo, dude, we got to get this thing to the point where we can have big fucking after parties and Steve's DJ at the fucking Fight Stories after
I
party.
fucking stopped in the middle of the fight and mixed the fucking song.
Yeah.
And went back to beating that dude up.
Okay, I gotta. So this reminds me, I was in a fight in a nightclub one night, and I'm walking through the nightclub, and this fucking kid puts his cigarette out on me, like by accident though, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, bro, what the fuck? And he looks at me and he goes, light it. And I go, I'll be right back. And then so I go get my buddy, who's like, he's just a bigger, tougher billy goat, and I told him what happened. And he goes, I'll be back. So he went over, and him and that guy start going. And then just like a fucking sea of Armenian kids are like jumping on my buddy's back. The other guy is like fucking handsy, but my buddy, he throws. He's like a lifelong bouncer. And so he's got him down going, and he's just got like fucking, it's like a pack of hyenas on a lion. And I'm just grabbing these guys off and fucking popping them and dropping them in a pile. And then at one point, I stop and I realize it's the fucking Busta Rhymes, put your hands where my eyes could see. And I was just like, oh yeah. Like I was just like dancing to the fucking song. Meanwhile, my buddy's in the corner holding all our coats.
Yeah, I have coat holders too.
Yeah, coat holders. That's exactly what we call them. We call him a fucking, he was a coat holder for the next 20
I used
years.
to tell him, at least get in the way.
Yeah.
I'm fighting because of you. At least get in the way, dude.
Yeah. Trip the second guy who's trying to intervene.
seatbelt
Occupy
someone.
somebody's
Right.
time.
Right.
Seatbelt someone.
Human shield.
Yeah.
Not a human shield. Fuck it, you started it, man.
Yeah. You got to do something here.
Take some fucking.
It goes from your problem to automatically mine. And
Right.
I'm the only name they remember. So
Right. Yeah. Nobody knows the instigator.
No.
You know?
They know the guy that hitting everybody.
Right.
When we're in a pizza joint one night, as my wife and I come in, it's after the bar, and there's this great big fat dude, like he's over 400, and he's in line, and then these 4 guys come in behind us, and they're the one main little dickhead in this group is just chirping this fat guy. Like, hopefully, there's some fucking pizza left for the fucking rest of us. And
good line though.
Really going. Yeah. I'm trying not to laugh, but I know my wife's getting like annoyed by this guy. Like it's not really nice. He's bullying this dude, and I know if my wife says something to these guys, they're gonna say something to her. Now I gotta fucking fight, or I can get in front of this and I can kind of like scare them off, so I like step in and I just basically challenge them all to a fight. And they're like, "Whoa," because I just went at them, and then I hear the door chime ring. I'm like, "Oh shit! Okay, now there's another person come in, so maybe we can even this up. There's 2 of us now. There'll be a third
the odds
one."
can go further against you.
Yeah, but it did, because when I looked at the door, it wasn't someone coming in. It was the fat guy running out.
running out?
Coward. You fucking coward.
Big shadow. He just is like,
He took off. He left me there by myself.
You should have zinged him on the way out the door. It's like, I hope you lost some pizza for the rest of us, you fuck. All right, so we got a couple. We got a pretty good collection of goons here today.
I think we got some.
Hey, listen, I have a friend of mine, Sean Graham, who's a local trainer, gym owner, MMA, Muay Thai guy. He one of the first times we really met, we're at a cage fighting event.
Okay.
And I'm on the floor, and the crowd. This place is like a bowl. There's a floor. Crowds like stadium seating type of deal.
Yeah.
I'm having an argument with like a section of 40 guys, and I'm calling. Sean tells me I'm calling every single dude. I'm like, I'm calling everybody on. He said that was our introduction. So yeah, he's like, this kid's fucking nuts.
It's so funny because like as these guys are walking into the show, it's just such a different fucking crowd that has been coming for we're at the Boston City Winery. Like, dude, like you got fucking guys coming in here in cardigans and shit, cardigans and khakis, and like now we got guys with neck tattoos walking in. So like one of your buddies walks in, and I go, "Oh, you're here for the podcast, right?" And he's like, "Yeah." I go, "Oh, I can look at you." And then
a couple of my boys are here now.
And I said that, and I could just see his eyes like twinkle a little bit.
Hey, these guys that are here are civilian tough guys. Like they have self-control.
Yeah. No, I get it. I would say that I'm a fucking civilian tough guy. You know
these guys are high level black belts and shit, but they have self-control.
Yeah.
I was high level with not much self-control.
Yeah.
That's why you're the main guest.
So hey, that's right. It's funny because the other day my kid's getting fucking picked on at school, and my wife said, like, told my kid, she's like, listen, if you're getting picked on, tell me who the kid is. I'll go over and talk to the parents. So
you don't want to do that.
Right. So anyway, she looked over and like the dad's holding court with a couple of moms. She goes, he's a little intimidating. I go, I'll talk to him. So, I'm taking my kid to school and I got like a fucking business meeting after that I got to go to. So I'm like, well, I can't show up in fucking dress shoes. So I put my sneakers on. I throw an extra sweater on, just to absorb the fucking body shot, and I'm ready to go fight this dad. Not ready to fight him. I'm ready to talk to him, but I'm also ready to fucking. I'm ready just in case I got to roll around in the grass in front of my kid. He wasn't there, and then the kid got fucking suspended anyway. So there's a little fucking check mark in that there, but
Hey, listen, always wear sneakers.
That's right.
Especially when you're locked up. My last stay. I'm feeding this dude for months, 6 months of feeding him. So there's a white TV, a black TV, Spanish TV. So we're watching the white TV. There's 4 white dudes in the whole unit. And this kid's watching like one of those Grease Monkey car shows. And the show's just about over. And the national championship football game is on next. So I go, after the show, we're going to watch the game. He said, well, go watch the black TV. I go, well, you're white, we're white. We're watching the white TV. He says, why don't you lace up, which means put your shoes on, we're going to fight. I'm like, you fucking kidding me, dude? I said, I thought he was kidding. He goes, no, lace up and find out. I go, you fucking kidding me, dude? He goes, lace up. I said, you don't have to tell me that 5 fucking times, lace up. So I go, all right, I'll lace up. I start walking up the stairs to go to my cell, and he comes up behind me. You're gonna lace up with me? And I'm like, you fucking just told me to lace up. So we go up the stairs. Now he goes into his cell. I walk in. I'm like, I'm not even watching the fucking game. I said, but these guys want to watch the game. And I'm trying to tell the dude, I said, this don't have to go down like this. Yeah. He's a fat car thief. I'm a fucking serial killer. So
yeah.
So I'm trying to tell the dude off camera, yo, dude, this don't have to go down like this. And so now there's people behind me, and I don't realize they're behind me. Now he's like one of the iguanas that swell up to scare fucking, scare.
Shit.
He's swelling up on me. I'm like, all right. So I go to my cell. I tell my cellmate, I said, beat it for a minute.
Yeah.
So dude comes to I put my sneakers on. Dude comes to my cell, and he backs. So I was in the feds. So my record speaks for itself as far as via fights and shit.
Right.
So I can't be fighting when I'm in jail before I go to court. This dude hasn't learned a fucking thing. So I'm trying to fucking avoid this as much as I can. Now he's gonna be cornered in the back of my cell. So I got to fight. So I hit him and we're fighting. And I got him in a choke. I'm choking the shit out of him. And now I'm thinking to myself, don't put him to sleep. I need the dude to remember what happened.
Yes.
So he never does it again. So
this isn't a situation where you want to pour beer on his fucking pants and trick him into thinking he passed out.
this dude followed me into my cell.
Yeah.
That's not good. So I got him, and I'm putting it on him, and I'm sober for fucking 18 months. So I'm on the top of my game. Yeah. This dude's a fat car thief, so he doesn't really have a shot. So I end up, he fucking lost a few teeth and shit, but yeah, that was.
How's the game?
They didn't have it in the hole, so I don't know how the game turned out.
They're like, fuck the white TV, the fight's going on in the thing.
I had let like 5 or 6 different shits slide in the 12 months before this that I would never let slide.
Right.
So as soon as the cell door closed in the hole, I had a smile from ear to ear. The relief of finally getting to fucking put it on somebody and not taking any more shit. So I called my mother, and I go, guess where I am? She goes, where? I go, the hole. She goes, what happened? So I'm trying to tell her I'm like, I keep telling her how the kid kept lace up. She goes, who threw the first punch? I go, who do you think this? She goes, you. I go, yes. You guys taught me right, man. Protect your teeth, kid.
Yeah. But it's such a fucking... You do make prison sound like a little bit fun. Like I kind of want to go for 24 hours.
Listen, TVs?
24 hours is like a month. The longer it is, the shorter it seems. The shorter it is, the longer it seems.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, that's weird, but that's how it is. But it's entertaining. It's funny, because most of these dudes are on there. This is the best version of them because they're not shooting up and they're not fucking.
There you go.
You know what I mean?
Right.
They're at their best.
Well, they're fucking doing 300 crunches and learning Spanish.
They're not doing that, but they're at their best.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah, and every place you go, you're gonna run into somebody who needs an adjustment.
You're like a chiropractor.
Jaw. Yeah. I used to go into bars after I'd be in a fight or whatever, and now they have bouncers there. When I was there, when the fight broke out, there was no bouncers. Now there's bouncers, and I tell the bouncer, I got you this job. I got you this job.
How about a taste? How about a taste?
I feel like there's so many therapists that also owe me a gift card.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
From kids I fucking picked on in high school. You know what I mean? I just bullied them right into therapy.
The local fucking jaw wirer. I sent him a lot of business.
Oh, yeah, so many crowds.
Oh, man,
You should get a referral fee.
Yeah. The Steve Dunn plan.
Yeah.
So listen, I know we got a couple of guys here. I don't know if we want to open up the floor to tell, you can tell a fight story. You could tell I watched Steve Dunn fight story.
Nice.
If anybody.
Yeah, this guy right here.
Oh, here we go. Yeah.
He looks like he has a couple fight stories.
I know the guy. He's an animal.
All right, so introduce him then.
This is Jeff. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Siska, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Good thing
All
you
right,
got
Jeff.
that right.
Yeah.
This guy looks like he's been
No,
in a few.
I'm actually a teddy bear. Like
Look like you've been
I'll
in
go
some-
out of my way. Like right now, I will not fight. I will turn around and run. Right now, if Steve started punching me, I would not fight back. I take my beating like a man.
Yeah.
And then press charges.
It's like that Hulk Hogan movie. He's like, "What are you gonna fight me?" He's like, "No, we're gonna fucking press charges." Remember that one? When he's like the babysitter or something.
Oh, Mr. Nanny.
Please. Yeah, Mr.
Yeah,
Nanny.
It's
I
almost
will take
worth
my
it.
beating like a man. Like I think the key to fighting is the ability to get punched in the face repeatedly, and that's
People disagree.
But actually, this is my last fight. This is what got me away from fighting.
Which was how long ago?
This is 1999.
Damn.
Yeah, long time. So I'm out. I hadn't drank in like 6 months. I'm at the bar, place called Crickets, downtown New Bedford. And I'm like, I'm a really nice guy. I'm nice with everybody. I'm very polite. I expect you to say, excuse me, when you walk past me in the grocery store. That's who I am. And a guy walks up to me out of nowhere and he goes, is there a fucking problem? And I'm like, I don't even fucking know you. And he's fucking eyeballing me the whole fucking night. Really disrespectful. So at one point we come face to face. I bite into the visor on his hat. I pull his hat off his head. I'm like, all right, who's the bitch now? And I still... shit fucking works its way outside of the bar. And I tell the guy, I'm like, I don't want to fight you. You're going to kick my ass. I'm trying to give him the out to just walk away from the fight. And he takes a swing at one of my friends. And I'm like, all right, it's on. So we start fighting. And no punches. I'm open hand smacks. And I'm smacking him. And I'm smacking him left and right. And the crowd is going, ooh, ah. They're having a wonderful time watching this wonderful fight. And I'm not trying to hurt the guy. I'm trying to emasculate him. I think that's the key to fighting is to emasculate another man.
Or knock him out.
Yeah. And you knock a man out, you're emasculating him. You're totally making it like, no offense, but you are a bitch.
Oh, I mean, if you pour a beer on his knocked out head, it's also a little emasculating.
Yeah, I'm trying to emasculate you. And, so the fight's continuing a little bit. I'll let a person punch me in the face. I don't mind getting punched in the face. You can see the missing tooth in the front. If I know this is radio, I have quite the face for radio.
Yeah.
But you can see I've got a missing front. I don't mind getting punched. And he's smacking me. And unfortunately for this man, or better for myself, I'm watching a lot of wrestling at this point. And I decide I'm going to powerbomb him. So this is cobblestone, downtown New Bedford. I pick him up off the ground. I get him about halfway up. I'm going to fucking smash him to the ground. This is going to be a manslaughter charge, 100%. And I get him about halfway up. In the strain of my stomach muscles, Hershey squirt. So
you smacked the shit out of you.
he smacked the shit out of me. And luckily, I dropped this motherfucker. I dropped him about halfway up. I went in the bar, threw my underwear away. And I guess I have to believe in God at that point, because otherwise, had I not shit my pants, I'd be probably doing like 20.
That story took a left.
That's why it's such a good
It is
story.
a really good story. It is a good story. Thanks for sharing, brother.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
I would have kept that to myself.
That's an elite level fight story.
Yeah, that's fucking
So thank you
funny
very
right there,
much,
dude.
That's awesome.
All right. Any other contributors?
Oh,
All right, here we go. Keegan. Okay, buddy. Our buddy, comedian Mike Keegan. Yeah, there we go. This might be
buddy.
another Hershey squirter.
What's up, fellas? How are you?
Michael, how are you,
All right,
bud?
good. Thanks for having me, first of all. And I'm going to tell you guys how much of a pussy I am. It's So, I suck at fighting. First fight I was ever in, I was at a Sweet 16 in high school. And afterwards, there was an after party. And there was a kid working the door that didn't like one of my friends, so he wouldn't let us in. I'm like, oh, you're a fucking pussy. Your friend's a pussy. So he's like, all right, meet us at the school and we'll fight. Now I'm dressed up for Sweet 16, so I had dress shoes on. I didn't want to fight in dress shoes. I had to go to my
If you listen
friend's.
to fight stories, you get tips.
I had to go to my friend's house and wear his dad's shoes. His dad was a size 14. So, Now I gotta go to the elementary school. Exactly. I gotta go to the elementary school and fight this kid in like a size 14 sneaker, and I never fought before either.
But you showed up.
But I showed up.
Yeah.
I showed up, and it was a crowd of like high school kids, and like the kid like swung on me, and I dodged it, and then hit him like in the side of the head, and I'm like, oh, I'm good at this, and then he beat the fuck out of me for like 15 seconds. I'm like, oh, I'm a good fighter. I'm gonna fucking do this. But then like after that, like I didn't fight for a while because like I like gun shy, and then when I got into college, I was a bartender, and all my friends like trained MMA. Like I went to the same high school as Matt Serra.
Yeah.
And he had a bunch of gyms in my town. So all my friends like,
This is
oh,
the
we're gonna
second
go.
Matt Serra mentioning this week. That's right. The comic went to his gym.
Yeah, he's from the same town I am.
Yeah.
And so all my friends trained MMA. I was a drunk cokehead bartender.
Yeah.
But all my friends worked security. So after any fight ever happened in my bar, my friends would like take care of it, and they always called me like the cherry on top because I'd wait till like everything was under control, and then I'd fucking jump on and like I'd wait till like 4 people are in chokeholds, then I'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna fuck you guys up, and
He puts down the bar rag and be like,
Dude,
all right, steps out from behind the bar.
I'm such a puss. Like when you were talking about the kicker, I'm like, yeah, that's me. I get that. That's the guy. That's who I am. I
who you identify with in the stories?
Totally
Oh,
identify. I crawl into the pool table once everything's under control. I'll throw a punch.
Listen, we
Such
love a good
pussy.
coward on Fight Stories too,
I'm
Mike.
such a fucking coward, but I love you guys, man.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yo,
Beauty,
these dudes,
thanks, man. All right.
Mike Keegan,
some
everyone.
funny shit, man.
The fucking yellow cowboy.
With the brown
Slithering
cowboy and the
out
yellow
of the
cowboy.
saloon.
Cherry on top.
I had a bunch of cherry on top friends.
You got a bunch of cherry on top friends. Yeah, for sure. All right, listen, this has been a fucking great episode. Dude, I really appreciate you coming, man. Love having you live in Boston. We would love to get you fucking live again in Brockton. I know it was like I'm listening to the old episode and I'm like, oh, fuck, like I don't want to cover any of the same material. And it helps that you've continued to fight.
I aims to please.
But we would just love to have you, even if it's on as a recurring guest when we're doing other shows, interviewing other people, having people come up and tell stories.
Hey, listen,
we love you, buddy.
I wish I put more legwork into this and had more people here because
Yeah.
most of my friends have at least something they've seen or witnessed.
Right.
I mean, some people here are probably just keeping this shit to themselves, but it would be entertaining.
Yes. And also, you don't want to, like, sometimes we got to tell people, like, hey, man, like, you got to make sure the statute of limitations is passed on some of these tales.
We get a lawyer on permanent retainer that we call up all the time.
I definitely, she was all 7 years older. Older. So, well, no, actually, no. One was 2 years ago. Like I'll be 59 in August. I'd like to think
You can fight till 65.
Oh, I could, but I'd like to think it would never happen again.
Yeah.
But you never know, man. I'm not a road rage dude, and I don't have any kind of rage like that. I just have whatever rage I do have, but I don't have road rage. But that's where a lot of idiots.
Dude, this fucking podcast has saved me so many road rage incidents. The last time I hopped out was probably 18 months ago. And, the guy was he jumped out of the car and he was looking like he was training for the moment. And then I jumped out of the car and I was smiling. And just the smile on my face was enough for him to be like, maybe this isn't a good idea.
hey, I get another fight. So I get a fight with a big bar fight breaks out, and I hit a couple dudes, and the whole bar is coming after me. So I run into some guy like a year later. He goes, "Yeah, I was at the such and such that fight, man. You were killing people." He goes, "You know what the best part was?" I go, "No." He goes, "When they were all coming at you, you know what you were doing?" I go, "No." He goes, "You were smiling."
Yeah, that's a fucking tell right there, dude. If somebody's kind of happy to be there, you're like, this might have been a wrong fucking move for me.
When the whole bar is cornering you and you're smiling.
It's like that part of fucking the Watchmen when the guy's like, "You're in here with me." You know what I mean? When he's like fucking happy to be there.
So my brother comes to visit me one time. He goes, "Aren't you worried about being here?" I go, "They should worry about being here with me."
That's the line, dude.
Right?
That's the line.
I never watched The Watchmen, but
Yeah. It's a good one. But you get the gist.
yes.
Yeah, listen, thank you so much for doing
Yeah,
it,
man,
buddy.
my pleasure.
Yeah. We'll be in touch. Whenever we're in the area, we'll ring you up. Even if it's to come to a show, whenever we're in town, you're VIP, bro.
I'd like to go to Canada and see you guys,
Yeah.
but I'm barred. So
Yeah, well, I was about to say, unless we're fucking smuggling in the trunk, I don't think it's going to happen.
depends on which way I'm smuggled. But listen, you guys are funny as fuck, and I follow both of you guys,
Oh, yeah, thanks, man.
and this is funny as shit. So
Oh, yeah, I had a blast. Thanks so much, guys.
Yeah,
Make sure
thanks to
you
everyone who
follow.
came out.
Thanks, everybody that came
City
out.
Winery.
Follow us, Fight Stories. You'll know when the episode comes out. And for the people who are listening at home, fucking follow, subscribe, share, do all that responsible stuff.
I apologize to the women here for some of the language and whatever, the guys, whatever. But like the woman sitting back there, I apologize. So
we
language.
don't. All right.
Thanks to the Boston Comedy
guys.
Festival.
Yeah, thank you
as well.
so much for the Boston
And all
Comedy
people at City
Festival
Winery, yeah.
and City Winery here at Boston, and our boy John the Sound Man, who's just a fucking legend. And Corey, I'm sorry I misgendered you with your long hair, but that was like an old school '80s misgender. It's not like when you see a guy from behind with long hair and you're like, I'd hit that. You know what I mean? It's not. It wasn't like a misgender, like a modern misgender.
Hey, listen. So I have a friend of mine from work just showed up.
Yeah.
He knows the idiot that I wrestled, and the dude is a fucking professional idiot.
So some of these are well deserved. Most of these are well deserved.
I'd like to think. Yeah, and a lot of times I lean in and say, this don't have to go down like that. And they take that as a sign of weakness. So,
Oh, yeah. Beauty. Brother, thank you so much,
Guys.
man. Really appreciate it, bro.
Sandman Steve Dunn, everyone.
all right, guys.
Yeah.
The Green-Eyed Devil, everybody.
Subscribe to Fight Stories on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever